with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. Amen. Won't you repeat my subject after me this morning? Let's look to Jesus. Let's say it again. Let's look to Jesus. Amen. This world has known countless great personalities. Egypt with its list of pharaohs. Sometimes we think Pharaoh is a name of a person, but Pharaoh is actually the title. Multiple pharaohs. Babylon with its kings. Rome with its Caesars. But they're all in the dust. Our nation has known George Washington, whom they told us couldn't tell a lie. And for some reason, I don't believe it. Albert Einstein, that brilliant physicist, and on. But any name you call in history of great personalities from America, they're in the dust. Black America has known its Howard Thurmans, its Benjamin Banekers, its Martin Kings, its W.E.B. Du Bois. But even they are in the dust. Hebrews chapter 11 gives us a list of Hebrew history's Hall of Fame. Abel, Enoch, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, and others. But all of them are in the dust. Many of us are still trapped looking for a new superhero. There exists in most of us, or at least many of us, a desire for some special Messiah to sweep us off our feet. Many in America these days are looking for the next candidate who might be America's Messiah. Men will look for their Cinderellas, and women will look for their Prince Charmings. And that is perhaps one of the reasons certain movies have such appeal. Because at the end, there's a superhero that comes to the rescue. All of our human heroes have expiration dates. The reason they have expiration dates is because they are human. Their humanity comes with flaws. No matter how great, all of us are temporary. I believe you all do all you can to delay aging, but you can't stop it. I wish I had some witnesses here. You can slow down the process, but you can't stop it. And because you are human, we don't like talking about it, but the reality is one day every one of us will be in the dust. Moses was a great man, but he had anger management issues. Noah was a great man, but had a drinking problem. Abraham was a great man, but he lied when it was convenient. David was a great man, but he often lost focus. Samson was a great and strong man, but weak after women. Vernon Johns, Martin King's predecessor at Dexter Avenue, was a brilliant man, but quite eccentric. All of us flaws. And because we have flaws, those flaws remind us of our humanity, and our humanity reminds us we didn't come here to stay. I had a brilliant professor in college, brilliant, could read a book and almost quote it verbatim, but rarely did he come to class with 2 shoes matching. Brilliant, but crazy. And so he who has no vices has no virtues. And the reverse is also true. He who has virtues has vices. So we should honor our heroes, but while we honor them, we must remember that they are but dust. We thank God for every contributor in the arena of our faith. We must thank God for Paul and Peter and John. We must thank God for every contributor of our faith, those who led us to Christ, those who preached the gospel so that we could nurture our faith in Christ, those who taught us so that we could grow some spiritual teeth. We all celebrate every contributor in the arena of the faith, but know that any contribution of noteworthy significance only reminds us that God is faithful to his promise. Now, if y'all were really with me, I'd shout right there and get a benediction. That's all it's about. God is faithful to his promise. That's why I stand to preach. Every time I stand to preach, one way or the other, to remind you that God is faithful to his promise. That's the reason why you all read and study the word of God, to be reminded that God is faithful to his promise. That's why you ought to nurture friendships with people who have a relationship with Jesus Christ, because those relationships will remind you that God is faithful to his promise. In a world where it looks like God is losing and the devil is winning, we need frequent reminders that God is faithful to his promise. In a life that sometimes turns topsy-turvy, we need to be reminded that God is faithful to his promise. When people, even in the church, come to church as if they are despondent and depressed, we need to remind them that God is faithful to his promise. When people are making promises that God never made and putting God's name on it, we need to remind people of what he did promise, and then remind them that God is faithful to his promise. So whether it's Michael Jackson or Mahalia Jackson, whether it's Wilt Chamberlain or Whitney Houston, John Hope Franklin or Pope John Paul, there's but one contributor of eternal noteworthy significance, and that is Jesus Christ, who affirms that God is faithful to that promise. How do we know? Well, you've got to listen to, the text says, a cloud of witnesses. We are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses. Now, we must understand what the role and responsibility of the cloud of witnesses are. They are not there to cheer you on. That's not what Moses is there for. Moses ain't never cheered me on. In fact, if Moses starts cheering, he's going to scare me away. Come on, help me somebody. Abel is not there to cheer us on. Enoch is not there to cheer us on. They are all a part of a cloud of witnesses. Now, it's amazing. This whole book of Hebrews is about the supremacy of Christ and the superiority of Christ. And here in chapter 11, there's a whole list, a hall of fame of faith. And the writer puts all of them in one chapter as if to put them in one stand together, and says neither one of them stands alone, they stand connected. That's what you and I have to remember, that if we go through the history of our lives, if we go through the history of this church, if we go through the history of the church, in America or the history of the church since its inception, whether it's Peter, Paul, whether it's John, whether it is Billy Graham, whether it is Martin King, all of them are connected together in one grand stand, but the only person who stands alone is Jesus Christ. They're not there to cheer us on because it ain't about us. Oh yes, I know you don't like that, but it's not about us. We love to hear a good song that will encourage us, and we love to hear a good sermon that will motivate us, but y'all, it really ain't about us. What it's about is God's promise. And whether it's Moses, Abel, whether it's Enoch, whether it's Isaac, whoever it is, they are witnesses. They are those who can provide information from their own experience, and their information is that God is faithful. Somebody ought to celebrate that God is faithful. Now here's what you ought to know, and some of you don't know this because you haven't tried it yet, but there's some here who do know, and I'll know who you are because you're going to witness with me when I tell you. There are some of you who will know that following Jesus Christ in this world is difficult. Some of you don't know because you hadn't tried to follow him yet. But those of you who have committed your life to Christ, you will admit that sometimes Christ seems absent when you need him most. Sometimes he seems silent when you're listening with more intensity. Sometimes when you feel weak, it seems like he's not carrying you, but you got to stay with him to learn that he was there all the time. But it gets difficult. That's why the church is here. The church is not here just so we can have something to do on a Sunday. Come on, help me if you can. And that's why you don't just vacation from church every other Sunday. I'm taking a trip out of town. No, if you are really following Jesus Christ, you can't wait to get to church because you need to be reminded that God is faithful. I stand here as just one of the witnesses that God is faithful to his promise. And so these witnesses are there from their experience. They are there to remind us that God is faithful. Now when God promised it, it means that God would perform it. When God said it, it means that God had settled it. Oh my brother, oh my sister, our God is faithful. Any true human hero of noteworthy significance will only attest to that. Not how great I am. I don't really know how to show you how great God is until I realize how limited I am. And if you are still consumed with how great you are failing to show others how great he is. It's about the superiority of Christ, and it's about the humility of man. That we are but dust. And if you have no experience to attest to the faithfulness of God, I urge you to believe that he is faithful and that he will recompense or reward the efforts of those who seek him. He'll do it. I said he'll do it. If you don't have an experience that affirms God's faithfulness, believe that he's faithful because the witnesses have given you their experiences. If you don't have a testimony, rely on the testimony of others and seek God in the process. You don't really know until you start finding out that folk will pay good money for gimmicks and starve you over the gospel. I wish I had some witnesses here. You don't really know until you find out that folk will celebrate phony folk. and they will martyr faithful folk. You don't really know until you really do what you understand God has called you to do, and you seek to be whom God has called you to be, and the people you thought would be in your corner now don't answer their phone. That's when you start realizing, I need affirmation that God is faithful to his promise. You got a cloud of witnesses affirming that. So if you understand the testimony, then the text says you need to lay aside every weight. Many people come to church so weighted down, so held back, you can't move forward. It disturbs me how so many saints can come to church and be a portrait of despair. The Bible says the joy of the Lord is my strength. We read it earlier. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands. And this ought to be a place of joy, but there so often we have conditioned people to come to church in despair and sit in the pew hoping somebody cheers them up. That ought not be the testimony of a saint. We are more than just survivors, we are thrivers. Paul puts it this way, we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. You ought to come in the house of the Lord glad already. In fact, you should have been so glad that you were glad when they said it's time to go to church. We ought to have a portrait of celebration and a portrait of deliverance on our faces, because we are not weighted down, we have laid aside every weight. See, a weight is an encumbrance, it's a hindrance. It strengthens you in training, but you don't carry the weight during competition. You build muscles, you might have some barbells, but you don't run track carrying barbells. Don't have a witness here. You got to lay weight aside for competition. Hebrews 1 and 2 says that God in these last days has spoken unto us by his Son. There was a time that God spoke through angels, but if you miss the Son, waiting on a new angel, you're carrying a weight. There was a time when he spoke through Moses with the law, but that's chapter 3 of Hebrews. But if you miss Jesus trying to be a strict follower of the law, you're carrying around the weight. There was a time, chapter 4, verses 14 through 16, when God carried out his plan through ceremonial practices led by the high priest. But if you miss Jesus, waiting on a high priest instead of focusing on the great high priest, you're carrying around the weight. In chapter 9, there is the first covenant that had temporary accommodations for our sin problem. But lay that weight aside, because there's a new covenant, chapter 9, verse 28, where Christ was once offered to bear the sins of many. If you're carrying around anything other than Jesus, it's an unnecessary weight. You might have needed the law at one point because you didn't understand grace and the goodness of God, and so without the law, you just don't do anything. Come on, help me out. But when you are connected to Christ, you have a whole nother assignment. You have a whole different agenda altogether. You are focusing on him, and because you're focusing on him, you don't need a law that says thou shalt not and thou shalt and thou shalt not, and here are the consequences. Jesus reigns and rules in your heart, and because he reigns and rules in your heart, you are ruled by the law of love. I ain't gonna kill you because I love you. Oh, you don't love me? Well, I love you anyway, because the law of love says love my enemies. I ain't trying to kill you even though you despitefully use me, because the law of love says I'm supposed to pray for you. And so I pray for those that despitefully use you. I bless those that curse me, because I'm ruled by the law of love. There's something on the inside that transforms my outside. I'm governed by love, not law. I learned years ago, I used to get mad when folk would sit quiet, show they're not paying attention while I'm preaching. And then God showed me the value of what I preach. I don't get mad no more. I feel sorry for you, because you missing out. Do I have a witness here? But those who will open their hearts and open their ears and allow God to speak to their spirits, they are being blessed, which means you can sit next to somebody that's being blessed while you trying to prove a point. Prove your point. I hope you keep plenty of water around you, because you're going to prove your point up in hell. Help me, somebody. But for those who will hear the word and believe the word and be transformed by the word, you'll be blessed by the word, and you will be part of the cloud of witness. But you got to lay aside and wait. Let it go. Stop carrying around all that stuff. You got too much baggage. Do I have a witness here? You can't carry all that stuff around and run. Do I have a witness here? Yeah, you got to lay aside some stuff. And the writer says you got to listen to the cloud of witnesses who attest to God's faithfulness. But then when you listen to them and believe them, you got to let go of everything that would prevent you from doing what they did. You see, none of you, no one here is exempt. If God has saved you, God has assigned you. Do I have any witnesses here? And if God has assigned you, you already know you need this word to carry out your assignment. You already know. You value preaching and you value the work of the pastor, because you know you need this word to carry out your assignment. And when you are trying to carry out your assignment, you are glad to come to church and you're saying, preach, pastor. Because I need to be reminded that God is faithful. He sent me out, and he sent me out where the odds are against me. I am sent forth as a sheep among wolves. I'm sent and I'm told to be wise as a serpent, but harmless as a dove. The odds are against me, and sometimes I just want to quit. I'm trying to love them folk on this job. I can be just crazy as they are. I want to do it my way. Trying to get along with folk that ain't trying to get along with me. I can handle myself. But my way ain't your way, Lord. So I need to be reminded that you are faithful to your promise. So I'm going back to the house of the Lord to hear the word of the Lord, so that I can be reminded that God is faithful. He says, run. Some of you moving in the right direction, you just crawling. You gonna get there if you got enough time, but you're moving in slow motion. The writer says, no, we gotta run this race, not walk this race, not crawl this race. And y'all, we can't even ride an escalator. Because some of us want to be carried through the race. Do I have any witnesses here? But he says, no, you got to run this race. You got to put forth enough energy and you got to have enough enthusiasm to accelerate the process. This word race implies there's a struggle. There is opposition, but run it with patience. Now, the word patience really means perseverance. It simply means run it and don't quit. Oh, help me today, Lord Jesus. That it's easy to start off good, but the victory is not to the one who starts good. It's the one who finishes well. Do I have any witnesses here? Most people start off good, but they don't stay long. But he says, run with perseverance. Don't quit. Be tenacious. Don't quit. Have some audacity to say, I'm going to finish regardless to the opposition. I'm going to run with perseverance. Oh yes, there's going to be opposition. There's going to be folk who ain't going to like you, that you are helping. And there's going to be folk that's helping you and you ain't done nothing for. I wish I had some help today. But just run with perseverance. Mountains are yours, so climb them. Burdens are yours, bear them. Enemies are yours, love them. Troubles are yours, take them. Obstacles are yours, cross them. If you have problems, solve them. If you got a fear, conquer it. If you have a cross, carry it. If folk hate you, keep loving. If they talk about you, keep praying. If they laugh at you, keep smiling. If they knock you down, get back up. If they push you against the ropes, keep swinging. If they kill you, just rise again. But don't quit. Run this race. Yes, run this race looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. Jesus. I told you in Hebrews 11, there's a whole list of names. There's a panoply of names, but they all come in one container and they come together, but Jesus stands alone. Jesus. Liars couldn't discredit him. Storms couldn't frighten him. Winds couldn't disobey him. Death couldn't destroy him. And one Sunday the grave couldn't hold him. Jesus. Job's daysman. Jesus, Adam's redeemer. Jesus, Abraham's friend. Jesus, Noah's ark. Jesus, Aaron's rod. Jesus, Moses' bush on fire. Jesus, David's music. Jesus, Solomon's wisdom. Jesus. The name of Jesus is so sweet. I love to call his name. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. Can't nobody do me like the Lord. Let's look to Jesus. Bridge over troubled waters. Water in desert country. Shelter in stormy weather. Nobody can do me like Jesus. Mother when you're motherless. Father when you're fatherless. Friend when you're friendless. Nobody can do me like Jesus. He walks with me, talks with me, tells me that I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. Jesus, born in Bethlehem, reared in Nazareth, wept over Jerusalem, prayed in Gethsemane, was tried in unjust courts, went out to Calvary, hung, bled, and died. He died. Y'all, he died. He didn't go in a coma, y'all. He died. He wasn't in a vegetative state. He died. Wasn't hooked up on life support. He died. They buried his body in Joseph's new tomb. He stayed there all night Friday night. Stayed there all day Saturday. Stay there all night Saturday night. But early Sunday morning, place, looking unto Jesus. He's my all and my everything. Ain't he all right? If you know he's all right, can you just say yeah? Say yeah. 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 I know he's all right. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I dare you to keep your eyes on Jesus. He's the author and finisher of our faith. Thank God for Abraham. Thank God for Moses. Thank God for Martin King. But my eyes are not fixed on them. My eyes are fixed on Jesus. And I worry about you if you can't shout off Jesus, because he is my bread in a starving land. He is my rock in a weary land. He wipes clouds from human skies. He wipes tears from weeping eyes. I got Jesus, and he's all I need. He's all I need. He's all I need. He's all I need. All I need. Hallelujah. Thank God for Jesus. I dare you just look to somebody and say, thank God for Jesus. What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and you that Jesus knows our every weakness. All we got to do is take it to the Lord in prayer. Thank God for his friendship. As we stand together, the privilege of the church is extended. The doors of the church are open to any person who may be here who does not know Jesus Christ as your friend and your Savior. Your eyes are dangling various places, but after hearing the word today, you know you ought to be looking unto Jesus. Perhaps you've been glancing at him, but not focusing on him. The faithfulness of God's promise is in Jesus Christ. He is the author and finisher of our faith. Our gaze and our glance should be on Jesus Christ. If there's one candidate for baptism, letter, or Christian experience, the doors of the church are open. The privilege is extended. A friend so faithful.